actors, they are just acting. So whether it's small screen, big screen, doesn't matter. As long as there's a camera there, the actor has to perform. That when I'm playing Suresh the cop and Mahesh the cop, I'm playing Suresh and Mahesh. I'm not playing the cop. I'm playing Suresh. I try to play that person. So tomorrow if Himmat Singh के बदले में कड़क सिंह होता, तो वो कड़क सिंह अलग होता. And to work and be interested in it and have joy when I'm working. That's about it. It's a journey. If you don't enjoy the process, whatever goal you set is of no use. It's like as you say in sports, keep your eye on the ball and not on the boundaries. People don't know that I can be seriously funny.
Hello everyone, welcome to ETimes, and today we've got none other than Kay Kay Menon with us, and we're going to talk about his show Special Ops 1.5 and a whole lot of other things. So welcome Kay Kay sir, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm good. So far so good.
So sir, I'm just going to jump into the first question over here. How happy or how kicked are you with the reception to Special Ops 1.5? What sort of reactions have you been getting?
The reactions have been pretty overwhelming, and obviously one feels happy about it, and it kind of spurs you on to excel further.
Right. So, I mean, this is a prequel to Special Ops, which came out last year. So, what was it about this show, this character, this concept that convinced you that your character Himmat Singh? I know, I mean, Neeraj Pandey and the creators will be in a much better position, but from your perspective, what was it about Himmat Singh that you thought this story needs to be told more, this story needs to be explored more? I think there was an element in Special Ops 1 where one did want to know more about him, because he knew his operational stuff and a little bit of family scene, but just to know that side of Himmat Singh, which is much more internal, that kind of a gap was there in Special Ops. So that opportunity, I think Neeraj Pandey took and took it very well in that sense, and made up with this 1.5 as the Himmat story. And also the fact that 1.5 has a bit more of emotional quotient as well compared to 1. So it helped, and it was a story well told. I mean, I've not seen the show yet, but of the trailer, of the teasers that I saw, there's this whole segment of your younger character, that younger story, that origin story, so to speak. So, and of course, this de-aging process that we see on screen, that's like a whole new technology. And so my question being, with this whole new process, this whole new technology, how do you as an actor react to this sort of changing face of how we make films, how we make content, especially the technical side? Is it a challenge? Is it something you look forward to?
Not really. It's a part. It's if you were to think of the camera and the sound as technically how to deal with it. So it's nothing. I mean, this right now what we're doing is advanced technology, but we're managing well. That's how I look at it. So I don't look at any new technology as a challenge. I look at it as one more instrument in better storytelling. For me, doesn't really matter. As for youngest person, I have exactly the way in the series as well.
Yeah, nice. So obviously, I mean, a lot has been spoken. I mean, your peers like Manoj Bajpayee and Nawazuddin sir, etc., have spoken a lot about how OTT has been a boon for a lot of actors of late, especially in the past few years. So deviating slightly from that, but of course, maintaining the same thing, same sort of subject. But do you really feel that I mean, is this platform more identifiable as an actor vis-a-vis that star-based commercial movie system that sort of takes place? Is this a more conducive environment for an actor like yourself?
Don't you think that's ideal? I mean, and that's how it should be, isn't it? It's like saying that should biryani taste like biryani or should it taste like something else? So it's a very obvious answer. I think
per se, actors, acting, cinema, these are all coexisting factors. So there might be an offshoot of that which is called mainstream or whatever. That's a different ball game on. I don't know whether that constitutes acting per se, but it has many other elements which sells and which, so that's how it is. So either you have an expertise for that or you don't. So but purely as far as actors are concerned, this definitely OTT is a medium because of its length, the kind of duration it has, and because of the viewing experience as well. Because it's very personal viewing. It's not like a mass psychology that works like it works in theater. Theater, you have the mass psychology. You have, and that affects every individual. It's the party syndrome as well.
Yeah.
And if you can't dance because everybody is dancing and everybody's, you will also start doing something. So right. It's a mass psychology of party which works in our Hindi film theater mainstream. So hence content becomes king in a way. You cannot survive on song and dance. Kind of had that route. So yes, OTT has more scope for all these things that I just told you. In performances, in terms of storytelling, in terms of content, all this stuff. Because on the one hand, you have cinema, which is about 2.5 hours, and on the other hand, you have television, which is never ending. So serials. In between lies the web series, which is about 8 episodes, 10 episodes, and on an OTT platform. Plus, the viewing is different because the audiences have the button directly. So as long as you can arrest them with good content, they'll hang on.
Okay. But a slight extension to the same sort of argument. I mean, if you see, end of the day, it's the same people who are watching films in the theaters, people who are watching content on TV, as well as on OTT. Perhaps the process of consumption changes for them. So do you feel, I mean, as you rightly said, this is a more individualistic process from an audience perspective. So do you think that's the reason why a sort of an OTT audience is more discerning and they are far more sort of critical in terms of the kind of quality that they expect because they're able to think more with their content?
I think individually everybody is pretty intelligent.
Yeah.
But when you get into a mass psychology, as I previously said, it's a party syndrome. When you get into that party syndrome, sometimes nonsensical stuff also you kind of enjoy. You do stuff in a party which is not you, but you just want to have a good time, whatever. So that works there a lot. So the Dentadine effect works a lot over there. And as that to be. Whereas I doubt if somebody watching OTT will suddenly start getting up and dancing to say Sheila Ki Jawani. He won't. So it's as simple as that. So it's a party syndrome which you need to identify. So when you have that kind of films being made, they are meant for that purpose. They're meant for that little whole party. The theater is a party, But at the same time, you could have sensible cinema there too. You could have proper cinema. But our audiences, I think, are not yet kind of don't go to theater to watch that. From whatever experiences we have had up till now, with barring a few films, but the rest of them, it's as they say in Maharashtra, Dhating, So Dhating feeling, the whole family goes. Whereas on OTT, it's more of a individual. It's like novel reading. You don't like the first 5 pages, then you put it off and they're on something else.
Right.
So conceptually, the viewing becomes a bit different.
Right. And I know this, KK sir, that the OTT platform is a far more sort of the demanding platform of creators and filmmakers. Is it the same for actors as well? Do you need to put in more of your craft? Do you need to be more responsible over here?
No, it's the same. I mean, for the actors, they are just acting. So whether it's small screen, big screen doesn't matter, or whatever format doesn't matter. As long as there's a camera there, the actor has to perform for the camera. I mean, for that medium. So it really doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that I'll act less because it's a smaller medium or I'll act more. It doesn't mean. The actors, it's all the same. It's only the makers who will have to think as to how to, because these are episodic. So you'll have to make the screenplay in such a way that the person is hooked on to move on to the next episode.
Right, right. And in terms of your, I'll just sort of move towards your career now. An actor makes a lot of transitions throughout his or her career. People go, say, from theater to films or from films to TV or vice versa. And nowadays people are making sort of transitions from movies to OTT as well. So from your perspective, you've made all these transitions yourself. When you've made these transitions, have they helped you evolve as a person also? Or does the evolution only is it only limited to your profession as an actor? Have you ever had time to reflect on this?
The actor doesn't, the mediums, as I said, it's a camera medium. The actor works in a particular way. Now, within that camera medium, you might have theatrical releases or you might have OTT. But for an actor, it's a person that is playing and the scenes that is doing. So that remains the same. So there is no distinction there. So he puts in as much effort. He's doing a film for theater or on OTT. It's the same on that. So I see no difference there. Theater versus cinema, I can understand, but anything to do with cinema or camera, then the further divisions between that doesn't really bother me.
Right, but have those transitions affected you on a personal level? Have you seen any personal growth, say, because of some character you may have worked on, because of some show you may have worked on?
Personal growth is a constant in life. No? Otherwise, there's no living. So you need to understand. That's a part of life. So whatever you do, you've got to learn, understand from the experiences, move ahead. Try not to commit the same mistakes again. Whatever. So these are progressions of life, which is part and parcel of everybody's life.
Right. So again, you've spent almost like 3 decades in this profession now. So how have you seen yourself evolve as an artist in terms of your choices, in terms of your preferences? What sort of evolution has taken place?
No, I keep it very simple. If I'm attracted to a script, if I do something that I'm attracted to that, and if the person who's making it, has kind of good wavelength and good understanding of subject, I go ahead and do it. So it just remains the same. I think all these things are, if you keep it as simple as possible, life becomes easier. The more you complicate them, thinking that you're experienced now and you're catch whiskers, all that stuff will completely bog you down. The idea is to keep it as simple as possible. Your intellect, your understanding will kick in automatically without you realizing. So it's not necessary to say that now I'm a very wise person, so I need to make this decision. That means you're not wise at all. The idea is to let the wisdom, kick in without you knowing what you're going to do. So that's what I kind of like to place.
Right. And so you've worked with Neeraj Pandey extensively now. So what sort of rapport do you share with him, his creative process, his creative team? Is there like a good bonding? Do you guys like gel well on a sort of a very creative tangent?
I think if you see special ops, you'll realize that is a given. The bonding, the rapport, and everything is a given. Because Neeraj is extremely creative as a writer as well. So when you have somebody who can create something on paper itself, the first step, in filmmaking, that makes life easy for a lot of us, because the kind of screenplay that he kind of brings about with his writing, the way he writes his lines, the conversational lines and all that stuff is as it is, half the battle is won. As an actor, you need to just give it form and give it the dimension that's required. So yes, and rapport, yes, definitely, because Neeraj and Sheetal are people whom I know for quite some time now, and I have complete blind faith in that sense. That I will never be misused. So that's the blind faith that I have.
Right, right. That's great, sir. Uh, Again, going back to your career, you've played a lot of characters in the uniform. You've played a cop a lot of times. You've played the men from the armed forces as well. Do you think that's become sort of your mini niche? I mean, and that's the form that people look for, or like sort of for you most.
No, I don't think. I think that's perhaps the top of mind which comes to you, because otherwise it's not the case, because Hyder was not a uniform thing.
Of course.
Else was not, Sarkar was not. There's so many of them. So it's just that I don't play roles, as I said earlier also. I don't play roles. I play people. For me, whether it's a cop or a lawyer, professor, these are all roles. There might be finite roles of 20,000 roles, perhaps. I don't know. Finite, but people are infinite. So so as I said earlier also, that when I'm playing Suresh the cop and Mahesh the cop, I'm playing Suresh and Mahesh. I'm not playing the cop. I'm playing Suresh. So I'm interested in Himmat Singh and not raw Himmat Singh. Raw will have its own mechanics. That's I'm not here to write a thesis on characters. I'm here to play a person. So I try to play that person. So tomorrow if Himmat Singh के बदले में Karak Singh होता, तो वो Karak Singh अलग है. Both are from raw. What do you? So so I'm playing those two people. I'm not playing. The mandatories remain. For example, cop can't have long hair.
Yeah.
All those stuff remain, but the people are more important. That's what I do. So so uniform or no uniform, I play people. That's why I think a Partho in a honeymoon travels is extremely different from Himmat Singh. Is completely different from from Khurram Mir. Is completely different from whatever Brigadier Pratap. So it's like that. So or Vishnu in Sarkar. So you play people and automatically they become different, because they don't know two people are the same on this earth.
Right, right. And so whenever I've seen your work, I personally feel you are great when you do comedy as well. Although you have the image of that really intense and dramatic actor, but your comedy is like almost near flawless. Do you feel you could have done more comedy in your career?
I could have if it was offered to me. Unfortunately, it was not. Because people don't know that I can be seriously funny.
Right.
So yeah, it didn't come my way much.
Just two final questions, sir. Looking back at your career now, you've spent almost like 26, 27 years in the profession. If you sort of look back at the first initial days, and like sort of looking back, do you feel you've achieved all that you had set out to? Is it a sort of a very satisfactory career arc that you're looking back at right now from 2021?
I don't really strategize or plan. I was not looking out for any goal earlier. I was looking out to work and and be interested in it and have joy when I'm working. That's about it. It's a journey. If you don't enjoy the process, whatever goals you set is of no use. So for me, it was a process. I enjoyed working in whatever projects I'm doing. So I have picked up, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't work. It's a different issue altogether. That's post factor. But the process for me is very important. So I need to enjoy the process, and ultimately you reach somewhere. But if I keep looking at the goal and walking, I might trip and fall. So it's like as a say in sports, keep your eye on the ball and not on the boundaries. Because chances are, if you're keeping your eye on the boundary to hit a four, you might hit four. Right. So no point in doing that. There's no enjoyment in doing that. That's not the idea. The idea is to have the process, enjoy the process, and automatically lead something.
Nice, nice. And final question, sir. Bringing in the cricket analogy, Special Ops is in really good form. Both seasons have done well. So, what can we expect more from this franchise, this universe, and your character going forward?
Next time, I don't know. You might have a triple century.
That will be good. A nice triple century.
Possible.
Yeah. Great, great, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your time. And looking forward to more great roles and more great performances, whether it's OTT or movies from you.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you.